You've got to tune to 90.3 FM KEXP, streaming all over the world at kexp.org. I am so excited to have Trentemøller live in the KEXP studios. Welcome.
Thank you. Nice to be back.
Great to have you back. You have a new album, Fiction, and you're going to play some songs from it.
Yes, we're going to.
Take it away.
We'll do that.
Trentemøller live on KEXP. That sounded incredible. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming. Would you like to introduce the band?
Yeah, definitely. It's Jakob Høyer on drums, Mary Fisker on fantastic vocals, Jakob Falgren on bass, and Jeppe Brix on guitar.
Well, welcome everyone. It sounded incredible. A couple songs from the new album, Fiction. The songs were One Eye Open and My Conviction. So great. I wanted to ask you about going back to the first album, The Last Resort, and how your music has changed over time. It was more minimalist, electronic in the early days, and now more song-oriented. Was that a conscious approach?
No, not really. I've really tried not to think too much about what I'm doing. I just try to follow my heart, and the music just slowly developed. I believe like every album is like a little snapshot of where you are in your life, I think, and my music just changed over time, but still think that there's this kind of this Trentemøller sound still there somewhere in the music, even if it's a little bit more song-based now, definitely.
Makes sense. And you, on the new album, there are still instrumental pieces as well as vocal tracks. When you write songs, do you think about that as you're writing them? Like, this would be great for a vocalist versus keeping it instrumental?
In the beginning, I'm just trying to try out a lot of different ideas, and I don't really think too much about if there's going to be vocals on it in the beginning. But then quite early in the writing process, I can see that, okay, this song could definitely fit a vocal, and this should definitely be a instrumental song. And I think that I maybe experiment a little bit more in the instrumental songs, because I like to sometimes take them to a totally new direction. Let's say that I'm starting at one point, and then I really like to sometimes surprise the listeners a bit and end up a totally different place. And with song-oriented songs, it's a little bit more traditional, because I think that suits the thing about the vocals on songs. I like them to be a little bit more centered around the vocals, of course. So yeah,
makes sense. And as far as writing goes, you do most of it yourself, right? And then present it to everyone in the band afterward. It's basically me alone in the studio, and then I get together with the band after the album is finished, and then we try to play those songs. And sometimes it's a challenge, of course, because let's say there are like 7 different synth roles or parts, 5 different guitar parts, and we cannot have 5 guitar players on stage. Right. So of course it's also about finding the most fundamental, the most important parts, and then try to get something going with the band. I really want the band to adapt to the music, and the music to adapt to the band also. So it's a lot of work actually in the rehearsing room before we go out on tour. Makes sense. Have you on this tour? You just toured Europe, right? Before you came here. Did you find the songs evolved on stage when they were played live? Yeah,
definitely. We are playing pretty much the same set list every night, but we are. I think we are changing quite a lot. Maybe it's not easy for people to hear from one concert to another, but for us playing the same songs every night, we are always adjusting. We are playing a little bit, we are improvising in our little world, so to speak. So I think if you hear a recording made in the beginning of the tour and then hear a recording done in one of the last shows, you can definitely hear a big difference, because we always just try to adapt the music to where we play, I think, a little bit.
We'll love the new songs, and Marie provides vocals on the new album on several tracks, and her beautiful voice. And you also had another guest vocalist from Savages, Jenny Beth, play. And how did that come about?
It actually came up because Savages asked me to mix their new album, and we just really clicked well together. Nice. And I really love her voice and what Savages also did with their debut album. So it felt natural to ask her to also be part of the album. And I also somehow think that Mary and Jenny Beth's vocals fit quite well together.
Definitely.
So, because I didn't want to do an album that was a feature album like the Lost album. I think they had 5 or 6 different vocalists.
There were quite a few vocals.
Yeah, and that was maybe a little bit too much, I think. So I wanted something that felt a little bit more like it's one voice guiding you through the whole album, taking you by the hand. And somehow I think their voices fit quite well together.
Yeah, and the album flows beautifully from track to track.
I wanted to ask you about the videos for the album. They're just very visually stunning. I love the one for Redefine. I know there's a uncensored version and a censored version, but I was wondering how those came about.
It's my good friend Andreas Aminius and also a Swedish director called Åsa Rittan. And Andreas and I, we have done a lot of work together in the past, doing some art installations, and he also did some videos for me early also. And he's also the guy behind the album cover and our stage design. So I pretty much just gave him totally freedom to do whatever he felt the music inspired him to do. So I think it's important because I'm so much in control of the whole process all the time. It's me taking all the hard decisions in the studio and sometimes also with the band and also live. So it was great for me to actually give that away and leave it to Andreas. And of course, I'm still a part of the videos because we talk about what we would like, and but at the same time, I don't really want to dictate too much what he's gonna do. He should have free hands, and I think it works quite well.
Makes sense. Well, it definitely redefines what happens in a supermarket. In that particular track. All right. Well, love the new album, Fiction, and Trentemøller live in KEXP. You got a couple more songs for us?
Yes.
Trentemøller live at KEXP. Thank you so much. That was amazing. And a song called River in Me and Where the Shadows Fall.
Definitely.
Love those songs off of the new album, Fiction. I think I read that you thought maybe The Cure's Disintegration kind of played a part in, at least maybe subconsciously in this album.
Yeah.
I totally hear that, especially on Where the Shadows Fall. And I was wondering, was that a big influence for you growing up?
Yeah, definitely it is. It's a band that I've been growing up with, and I'm just a huge fan, and you can hear that in my music, I think.
Totally. and it's funny, like a lot of the bands from that era are kind of putting out new music that are like Slow Dive and Ride, and kind of amazing. But love the new album, and it just incorporates so many great sounds, and highly recommend going to see Trentemøller as you guys tour America. Thank you for coming to KEXP.
Nice being back. Thank you very much.
Yes, I want to thank Alaia, Scott, Chrispy, Julian, and Jennifer for helping out today. And I'm Larry Rose. You're listening to 90.3 KEXP Seattle.
Discover new music at listener-powered KEXP.org.